Hey everybody, happy Friday. I got Dave here. Dave Clayton. Hey. Dave's been here for the last week, and we've been filming a new course on graphic design for artists and designers, artists and illustrators. Yeah, artists and illustrators. And it's been great. He's covering Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, all kinds of great stuff. So we're really excited to have him here. So he's joining me today.
Yeah, hello everyone.
Yeah, and we've got Nick over here on my right.
Hello, everybody.
Sorry, we're a little bit late. We're just trying to pull things together. But we're going to do a little Disney mashup today. I look a little dark in there. That's all right. But we're going to do a Disney mashup today. We thought it would be fun taking two characters and bringing them together and coming up with something new. I've got a couple of characters in mind I think I want to use that I think can be a lot of fun. So, but before that, we've got our usual housekeeping things to talk to you about, sales and all kinds of fun stuff going on over at creatureartteacher.com. I'm going to let Nick cover that with for me.
Yeah, we've got a couple of things going on. Actually, Saturday is World Photography Day. It's a great day to kind of get out and do photo walks. There's stuff going on all across the world, celebrate photography, and we don't want to be left out. So our artist reference photo packs are all just $5 right now over at creatureartteacher.com. That's and they're all licensed so that you can use them both for personal work or professional work. All of those photo packs are just $5 this weekend right now. And then actually our big sale, we've got a big announcement. We are right now running our biggest membership sale ever at creatureartteacher.com. Buy one, gift one free memberships on annual plans are back for a limited time only. So if you buy a membership, you can send someone to a friend, or two of you can go in on it together and split the costs, and you both get a membership.
There you go.
And our monthly streaming membership is actually down to just $9.99 for 6 months. So
what?
You can basically jump in there and get our streaming membership.
You're killing me, Smalls.
At our lowest price ever. Once again, creatureartteacher.com. Let's jump into the art.
Right on, baby. All right, so Maleficent, the old Maleficent, not the 2014 Maleficent, not Angelina Jolie, but Sleeping Beauty, Maleficent, and Elsa. I want to try putting them together. I thought that would be kind of fun. So that's what I'm going to mash up today. I've got a little bit of reference, a little bit of reference. There's Elsa. I've never drawn Elsa, and I've never drawn Maleficent. I've drawn a lot of Disney characters, but never these two. Actually, I think I did draw Maleficent for something way back in the day, but I definitely have never drawn Elsa. She was post my days at Disney. I left Disney in 2010, and so Elsa came along a little later. But I'm going to do a little mashup of these two. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I just thought it would be kind of fun to take these two and bring them together.
YouTube question, what program are you using today?
I am going to be drawing and painting in Photoshop, but you guys can follow along if you want to draw with me on paper if you want to. But you can also work in Krita and all kinds of stuff. Hey, Vedanta? Was that Vedanta that was just here?
No.
Oh, that was weird. I thought
It
I
was
saw it
Dave. He
before.
walks.
Oh, that was bizarre. Yeah. So anyway, that was really weird. I swear you were sitting there. And
Is it because I kissed you on the cheek?
I think it was because you kissed me on the cheek.
Kasra on Facebook wants to know who animated Maleficent and Sleeping Beauty.
I think that may have been a Frank or Ollie. I'm not sure. I don't know. One of the 9 old men. I'll give you that. I think Frank and Ollie did the fairies. So let's start. I want to start with some drawing. Got my pastel 7 brush. Let's see.
And I think, Aaron, because that mic's so directional, we might need to cheat it a little towards you because you're doing more of the talking.
Am I
People are saying the levels are a little bit low, and I think it's
Okay.
just partially mic positioning.
Pop it there.
Pop it up right there.
And Dave, when you want to speak, just cheat forward
Yeah.
a little.
Is that better? It should be a
be.
little better, yeah, because I'm going up into the yellow now. So that's good. That's good, man.
Let us know in the comments if the audio sounds better now. Oh, we got some thumbs up.
All right. So
And Jay says, I believe it was Mark Davis who animated
Oh, there you go.
Maleficent.
Yeah, it probably was. I have no idea. They both have the little nose.
We're saying I'm really loud, so I've been right up on my mic the whole time. I'll back off a little bit. Scar and Jafar would be a good mashup too.
Yes. Well, they already look like they're mashed up. Scar and Jafar look like human and lion versions of each other.
They were both animated by Andreas Deja, right?
Exactly. That's mainly why.
I like the idea of Dopey and Aladdin,
Yeah.
but the genie, not Aladdin himself.
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. So if we do this, first of all, I wonder if we can get some of her. I want to get some of her hair.
So for people just joining us, Aaron is doing a Disney character mashup. He's going to be mashing up Maleficent and Elsa.
Yeah, and it's really,
Which is, you're translating a 3D character to 2D on top of that.
yeah, this is really an experiment for sure. We got to get the horns in there.
Oh, yeah.
Got to get the horns in. And as I'm drawing, if you guys have any questions on anything, obviously don't hesitate to throw them our way.
It doesn't mean I'll read them, but throw them our way. No, I do my best to get to as many questions as we can. We stream on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, or X or whatever it is now, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yeah. I don't have feelings about Twitter.
What about MySpace? Friends Reunited. GeoCities.
We're a little off to the right on Instagram. Doesn't really matter. I'm just giving you a heads up. I can move to the actual.
No, it's fine. Oh, you mean me?
It's a little bit of both, but it doesn't really. I meant the stage. It's okay though.
I think I'd like to.
Would you support a live action Bambi remake?
You know,
So
I
Instagram.
I think they're doing one, and I actually wanted to work on it. I had heard that they're doing one.
Instagram question. Aaron, you mostly did animal animation, right? Or did you work with any human characters too? And if so, which ones?
I animated Pocahontas with Glenn Keane. I animated some of Aladdin. I did some of Jasmine. I did a little bit of Mulan.
You did Yao.
I did Yao. Exactly. I created Yao. I know all the ancestors. Yeah, everyone thinks that I've only done animals, but that's not the case.
It's a lie.
It's a lie, I tell you.
Also, in addition to our memberships and photo packs being on sale, I don't have a slide for this, but all of our lessons are 40% off or more this weekend as well.
So I'm wondering if I'm going to put her off to the side. I want to do. I'll put her up here for a second, just for a second, because I want to try something. I start out really loose. What if we can get? What I'd like to get is a full body.
Someone says, this looks too good already.
What are you looking at? What are you people looking at? Oops.
I'm watching it on Instagram on my phone, and we're in the future, Aaron. Right here, we're in the future.
So, I think what we're going to do here. Yes, 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 yes. So I always, when I'm exploring uh, an idea, I keep it so loose. You can see how crazy loose I'm keeping it. I'm exploring flow and composition.
Twitch question. What was it like streaming in the beginning for you guys? What would you recommend for artists who are just starting streaming? I'm finding it hard juggling a full-time job and streaming, so I was wondering what would be tips for beginning streamers.
Nick, you got tips on that?
Well, I mean, try to be as consistent as possible. So maybe it's just one day a week, something like that. You don't have to stream every day. You don't have to stream hours on end, just if scheduling is the issue, maybe it's, every day after work, you get home, you have dinner and you do a 1 hour stream in the evening,
Good audio.
Good audio is
The amount
key.
of time I see
Not,
people doing content
don't say that.
and
We have terrible audio. So.
But yeah, when the audio, like, I would say, don't use those headphones with like the pilot microphones.
Yeah,
because they always sound like you're in the cockpit.
Yeah. I think audio is the hardest part. If there's anything we struggle with, because we've got multiple microphones, getting them all balanced correctly and stuff like that, plus taking into account the room and all that stuff, that's one of the hardest parts.
But things like don't use the mic that's 3 feet away from you on the computer. Try and get something that the mic is close up to you.
Well,
so
and
you're audible.
And frankly, different mics behave differently. Some of them are very, very directional. You have to be right up on them. Some of them are more forgiving to the room, but then you're going to pick up more background sound. So, is there any project, this is a YouTube question, you'd like to remake?
Any project that I'd like to remake? No, not really. I mean, once a project's out, so it's already someone, not really. Now there's projects that I never got to finish that I would love to have done. King of the Elves was a project that I was working on when I was at Disney. I'd love to go back and revisit, or just come up with a new version of it. But something like that. Hold on, I'm trying to get some hair here. And there's films that I wish I could have worked on. I wish I could have worked on, Zootopia. I love that movie. And back in the old days, I would have loved to have worked on Bambi. If I was born in the right era.
What are your thoughts on generative AI in art?
That's a touchy question. I don't think it's art really. It creates cool images, but it's definitely a cheat, and there's ways of using it as someone that might need images created. I just don't, as an artist, it's not for me. It's not something I'm using or will use.
We were talking about the course work I was doing, where we said, for me, if I'm using a photograph, that I maybe needed some more like sky to the left, or just something where I can put some copy, but the image wasn't wide enough. That generative AI and being able to stretch the image doesn't really take anything away from the photographer or the art.
I do agree with you on
adds something that's useful that we'd probably end up compositing ourselves if we didn't have it.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the use case. And I think that obviously, and Aaron has been on the record of this, if these engines are trained on copyrighted material, that's not good. But if they could be ethically trained, or, people are compensated, then I think we're still so early in all this. It's hard to just say everything is bad or everything is good. I think the world's
Everything
full.
is awesome.
I think the world's full of more gray area, and this issue is going to be like that for a long time.
The good thing is people are talking about it, and by talking about it, they're hopefully going to come up with some good ideas that will help it work.
Yeah.
To help train it and work out how people are using it.
I wonder if I can get this hair to work.
I have a question for you, Aaron.
Yes.
Project a little more, Dave, because they're saying they're having a hard time hearing you.
Okay, I'll get into the microphone. Aaron, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Obviously, you directed Brother Bear,
Yes.
but you have nothing to do with Brother Bear 2.
Right.
But what would you have done with Brother Bear 2 had you been in control of it?
You know, first of all, I'd never seen Brother Bear 2. So I don't know what I would have done differently. So basically, it's open to what kind of story would I tell.
Yeah.
And I definitely, it would have been, I don't know. That's a hard one right off the cuff to answer, because
Or was there an opportunity? Sorry, was there an opportunity to continue the story?
no, there wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, we go into those movies really with the, those features, especially with a one-off original idea like that.
Yeah.
That it's going to be a one-off. You don't know what the success is going to be. You want it to be, over the top successful, but you just never know where, if it's going to be warranting a sequel or not. But yeah, it's a hard one, because do you bring humans back into it? I definitely think it would have to be involving the brothers in some way. Maybe or maybe it's, I don't know, sisters or something.
Or the bear has to live the life of a human.
Yeah, right.
Jill asks, your hair's getting a little longer. Is the return of ponytail Aaron in our future?
Yeah, probably. I've just gotten lazy. I have the person that cuts my hair, because I moved away from the town where she is. I just haven't. It's like 40 miles away, and I've just gotten lazy as far as getting my hair cut. So yes, it might be in the future.
Twitch comment from Sheetamon. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You're my favorite artist in the world. I love you so much.
I love you more.
She was talking to me.
Oh, thank you. There we go. There's my.
So yeah, for people joining, Aaron is working on a mashup of Elsa and Maleficent. We're doing a Disney character mashup today. Also want to let people know we've got a couple of sales going on over at Creature Art Teacher. The big news is that our memberships right now are down to their lowest price ever, or the biggest sale ever on our memberships, I should say. Our annual plan is buy one, get one free. And our monthly option is just $9.99 for 6 months. So that gets you, both plans get you access to over 650 plus hours of lessons. There's over 60 courses. You can go at your own pace. They include private access streams to our making of Snow Bear, access to our Discord server, and a whole lot more. So check them on out.
Check them out.
On CBS.
On CBS.
Big Lebowski says, I already have 2 of your courses.
Right on, Lebowski. I love it. You should go get more. Now, I'm kind of liking this. Let me bring our arm up here.
I think this was asked on a previous stream, but I can't remember. Is it true that Aladdin was originally supposed to be a kid, but was later changed to be the same age as Jasmine? Does that explain why his model seems to change throughout the movie?
No, his model changes throughout the movie because it was bad cleanup. But it's no, he was always kind of.
I mean, they might have said he was a kid in an early draft, but not by the time it was into production.
His
right?
mother was in the movie, though.
Right.
He had, and that was rewritten. There was actually a whole song written about him and his mother.
So there was animation done on the mother. It got that far.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they just they realized they needed to take the mother out, and so oh, here we go. Sorry, hold on. They had to take the mother out, rewrite her. So they shut down production. I was on the show and they shut down the production for, I want to say 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And they rewrote it, took out the mother. They had songs written, animated, all kinds of stuff. I mean, it was a major overhaul.
Martin says, short summary of today's stream. Aaron was 11 minutes late, so he has been fired by Erica.
Good to have you back, Martin.
YouTube comment. Hey, Aaron, animating alongside you today in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Hey.
Have you ever worked with a layout artist by the name of Davey Lou by chance?
I know Davey Lou very well. We also went to college together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you graduate the same year?
No. He was behind me.
Martin says maybe you can add Olaf in the background. It'd be kind of funny since you've got the crow, the raven.
I gotta pull up Olaf. I can't remember what he looks like.
He's a snowman.
I know.
So 3 spheres should be fine. I think he's 2 in an oval, more like it. Ooh, Vedanta said maybe you should form her braids into the horns.
Oh, that's interesting. How would I do that?
I know I have to come in because I see you do the braid and the horns, and I'm like, what if her blonde braids were the horns or something?
How do I
weird?
do that? That's a
I
cool
know,
idea.
right? It's just anyway. Okay, bye.
Wait a minute. I'm glad you came back. Can I have a soda water?
Yeah.
Thank you. Because that's a cool. Oh gosh, there. I like that idea.
Ooh, what if her hair started blonde and then it went black at the tip, and that's how you got to the,
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause the way you drew the braid looks like the horn.
What if you guys just shut up and let me draw? I love this idea, actually.
YouTube commenter that asked about Davey said, I got the chance to work with him on a project a couple years back.
Oh, nice.
Who animated Rafiki and Timon in The Lion King?
Well, Rafiki was animated by James Baxter. And Timon was animated by Mike Surrey.
Let me get some Instagram questions here. I missed a... What were your influences at the beginning of your career, Aaron?
Well, I mainly wanted to be an animal artist, wildlife artist, and I wanted to work for National Geographic. And so there was a lot of animal artists out there that really influenced me. John Siri Lester, Robert Bateman was a huge one. Hold on one second. Sorry. I'm trying to remember how braids go. So I'm thinking. Guy Koliak. These are all animal painters. And I really wanted to work for National Geographic. That was my goal. And then all that changed, and I became an animator. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, someone asked if we lost audio, and then someone said, no, I can still hear the audio fine, so it might be just that viewer.
I kind of like that.
That was good.
Yeah, I kind of like that. And I can, get the hair textures in there.
Alexis on YouTube asks, have you ever dabbled in stop motion animation?
I never have. No, I never did. That means I can get rid of this.
And Bob wants to ask on YouTube,
Bob?
Can you maybe share some insights on the thinking of what shapes you are drawing as you draw? What things do you look for, and what things do you try to avoid?
Well, here obviously she's long, she's slender, and I'm trying to keep from twinning. So you don't want the arms in the same place on each side. I'm trying to do 3/4, which is a more interesting pose. She's very angular, and Maleficent especially has all these very angular triangle themed shapes to her look. So I'm trying to keep that, but I also want to morph those shapes a little bit more soft because Elsa is a little softer. So I'm trying to change that.
Do you think the CEO of National Geographic rolls over in his bed every night, not unable to sleep, realizing that he missed the chance to work with Aaron Blaise?
Yes, I do think so. I think that all the time.
I was just thinking, Aaron, the question of have you worked with stop animation?
Yeah.
if you think about it, indirectly, you did with Bear in the Hair.
I did actually. It's it was kind of like a stop motion animation mashup because it's here we go, because it was hand drawn animation, but it was put into a set, so it's kind of interesting.
If you weren't an animator, what other career could you see yourself in?
Musician.
Would you be in the same industry or something different?
Musician. Oh, I'd still be. I could still be an artist. I definitely see that. But if I wasn't an artist, a visual artist like this, I'd be a musician for sure.
What do you do when you have creative block?
A lot of times I'll just start drawing. I'll watch a good movie. I'll watch documentaries. I don't have creative block as much as anymore. I mean, I've kind of grown out of that. I just know how to work around it. And so I do. A lot of times I just start drawing and just see what comes out.
Barry on Twitch says those horns look so cool. Did you ever work with Wolfgang Reitherman?
No, that's before my time.
Rotherham?
Wooly Reitherman.
Wooly Reitherman.
Yeah, he directed The Jungle Book. He's a little bit before my time. It's a great idea, Venanta. I love it. So I'm going to get her ears in here.
For people just joining us, we're having a couple of sales over on our website. It's World Photography Day this weekend, which is a great time to get outside and take some photos. Or if you're an artist, go ahead and buy some of ours. We've got artist photo reference packs for just $5 this weekend. And we're having our biggest sale ever on memberships. Memberships are buy one, get one free on annual plans. And monthly plans are just $9.99, which is their lowest price ever.
Widening her head a little bit.
Hey, Proco says, wow, I'm finally making it to one of these for a little bit. Proco's watching the stream.
Who's that guy? Good to have you, Proco.
Doing a little...
If you guys have never heard of Proco, go check out his website.
Proco.com.
Yeah, Proco's got an amazing set of tutorials, lessons, fantastic anatomy teacher.
It got significantly better after Aaron put a course on there, but before that, it was...
Right.
We're kidding. It's awesome.
For those of you that are interested in anatomy courses, and actually, I think he just came out with a Drawing the Marvel Way as well.
Yeah, I'm real excited to check that one out.
Yeah, so check him out.
Proco.com.
What the heck am I doing?
Is that a C or a K?
Proko.
Procopinko. Procopico.
Instagram question. What would your best advice for a new graduate of classical animation who wants to work in the industry? Love your work.
One more time.
What would your best advice be for a new graduate who wants to work in classical animation in the industry?
Well, obviously put together a reel. You need a reel.
Hopefully if they've graduated, they have one. But
yeah. But really, I mean, in your reels, don't include, your walk cycles and, exercises like that. They want to see, character animation.
Proco writes, agreed. We were total trash before, but we're glad to finally fix it with Aaron B. We got to get together and do another drawing session together. Those are always so much fun.
Yeah.
In your opinion, why isn't Disney doing 2D anymore?
I think that when when 2D went away, we had, first of all, Pixar was killing it, and they were reacting. Hollywood is very reactionary, and so rather than admit that they were just doing crappy stories, they said that people didn't want 2D anymore. They wanted 3D because the Pixar films were doing so well, and so that was their reasoning, and that came down from the top, and obviously, I don't think that was the case. I mean, obviously, I think we got into a rut. We were doing the same kind of musicals over and over, and we needed to do something new. And I think 2D is going to come back. I think Disney will bring back its 2D, but it's going to take. We have to change it up. It's going to have to do something new, and I think that with the streaming platforms the way they are now, and the ability to do 2D animation on more of a budget, I think we're going to see something exciting come out in the next couple of years.
I mean, Klaus was phenomenal. Wolfwalkers was phenomenal. I think the reception to those films continually getting nominated for awards. I think the thirst is clearly there for 2D. And I'm sure Disney and all the major studios are paying attention to that.
Yeah. Klaus was insane, and and so is Wolfwalkers. But Klaus, with the level of production value that it had in it, not that Wolfwalkers didn't, it was just a simpler film. And
the budgets were significantly different.
Well, they were, but the point I was getting to is that the Klaus, they only made it for 40 million, which sounds like a lot, but animated films now, Disney spends 150, 180 million, Pixar spending 200 million on their movies. So these movies have to make 500 million in order to break even, which is just crazy.
Yeah, because people don't realize that the budget of the movie is then doubled by the marketing, and then the ticket sales are split with the theaters. So you've got to make a significant amount of money to get that.
And so, when you have a film come along that has the production value of Klaus, and they've spent 40 million instead of 140 million or 200 million, that's going to raise some eyebrows. And we're trying to do, our own short films. If you scaled it, ours are even less than that. So we're trying. I think if you can redefine financially how these films get made, then you're going to see more of them get made. Hollywood doesn't want to risk the finances.
Hey, would you consider Netflix's Arcane series 2D or 3D?
3D.
Yeah, it's 3D with like a 2D filter.
Yeah, there's 3D elements. I mean, 2D elements. Yeah, but I consider it. What is this? What is this? Are these feathers coming out of her, or bat wings, or what the heck are these?
It's and Castra on Facebook points out that just so you know, her bird is a raven, not a crow.
Yes.
YouTube question: how do you plan on making money off of something like Snow Bear? Well, first of all, we're not doing it necessarily for the money.
Yeah, we're not doing it for the money, but this is my thing. When I was in college, I had instructors that, they taught this or taught that or whatever, but they've been teaching for 35 years, and they really hadn't been out in the industry, and they're teaching, how to do this or that in the industry, and they were kind of outdated and that sort of thing. And I always felt like I wish I had relevance I hate that term, but had teachers that were a little bit more in touch. And if you're teaching illustration or if you're teaching animation, you should be doing it. And so that was a big reason behind, plus I'm a filmmaker. I love making animated movies. So that was a big reason behind making Snow Bear, is just to say, hey, we're still making, I'm still here and I'm still making this stuff.
Glenn Dewis says, hey guys.
Glenn Dewis?
Who's he?
Who's that
Actually,
guy?
He probably says, hey guys.
All right, geezer.
Check out Glenn Dewis, Glyn, and Dewis is Dewis on Instagram, or just Google his name. He's a phenomenal photographer.
And pronounced Glyn and not Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn. I said Glenn.
Yeah, I know. Lots of people Glenn.
In your opinion, Instagram question, what makes a great villain?
Interest. villains with range. A villain that's just bad for the sake of being bad is boring. So you want to understand why they're bad. You want to understand. You don't necessarily have to agree the way they execute being bad, but you have? It'd be nice to understand and even sympathize sometimes with their plight.
I always want to know what their end game is.
Yeah,
because most of them just want to destroy everything in the universe. And you
right?
think, why?
Like Thanos, I thought was a great villain. Yeah, because he did. He wanted to destroy half of everything in the universe, but you understood why.
Yeah.
You know, his reasoning was like, oh gosh, that's kind of sound reasoning. I get it. It's just, it's not the right thing to do.
Proco says, I got to see a rough cut of Snow Bear at Lightbox last year, and it was incredible. Seeing you show this fantastic proof of concept shows the strength and staying power of 2D animation. It was amazing.
Thank you, Proco.
It's come a long way since then.
I think you're amazing.
And Dustin says, hello.
Hello. Dustin's home sick. I can hear him coughing right now. So you can see, start out really rough. You can always find the nice, pretty drawing afterwards.
What would evil Elsa's catchphrase be? Don't let it go. Keep it bottled up.
I just let one go.
Didn't she give her an apple or something? A poison apple?
That's Snow White.
That's Snow White.
Maleficent is Cinderella.
Oh, that's right.
She can turn into a dragon. She's Sleeping Beauty. I misspoke. She summons all the powers of hell.
Yes.
Instagram question: how many hours a day does an animator work? Studios often take advantage of rookie animators under the guise of passion, I've heard.
Well, I mean, they're taking advantage of them. Yeah, under the guise of that, but they're trying to hit their deadlines, and they're doing it through overworking people. But normally, without doing overtime, without being in a crunch, it's a normal 8 to 9 hour day. But when we would hit our crunches, we would work 14 to 16 hours a day until it was done, and then we'd go back to normal again. But we were paid overtime,
Any thoughts on Night on Bald Mountain?
One of my favorites. I love Night on Bald Mountain.
I've got to bring in my Titan drawing.
You do.
YouTube question. I believe I have a good portfolio already. How do I go about getting a job in animation or CGI movie industry as a concept artist? Most of what I see seems to be the game industry as far as jobs available.
Well, most websites for large film companies have a section where you can submit and that sort of thing. I know Disney does.
A lot of concept art is freelance too. A lot of them are not.
A lot of it is.
A lot of them are not studio full-time jobs.
Yeah, but studios like Disney, Pixar, they all have in-house concept artists as well. It's just a matter of getting in there with a good portfolio. So you got to have the work, and once again having a good social media presence. Because a lot of studios will find somebody through social media like that because they're all in touch with that now.
Ryan says, what goes into a good effects animation? How do you decide what the magic will look like, for instance?
Well, effects animation,
it's all part of the art direction.
It's all part of the art direction. So character design, everything, that all follows a style. And so does the effects animation. So if you look at Aladdin, which had a very distinct art direction to it, it was all modeled after caricature artist, oh my gosh, drawing a blank now. I always say his name and now I can't remember.
Sorry, I was reading a question, so I missed the
Aladdin's art direction, the caricature artist,
Al Hirschfeld.
Al Hirschfeld, thank you. So the effects, if you look at the genie, he was very fluid and very Al Hirschfeldian in his look. The effects animation followed that as well. So it's really all about the art direction, and then within that, you got to make it feel convincing, and so there's all of that. I don't know if I even answered. I think I used a lot of words to say nothing. Follow the art direction.
Is Warner Brothers still doing classic animation?
No, not that I know of.
Not for features, I don't. No. They had some 2D, obviously, in the Space Jam movie.
Yeah, but those are all special hires. They don't have the studio anymore.
Yeah, they're not doing it in-house.
Yeah. Kind of feel like that.
What's your opinion on why classic animation like The Lion King still stands out after all these years, or still holds up?
Well, first of all, it was a great story and great characters populating that story. And those become timeless. When you have great characters, great stories, that's the ingredients for a timeless story. It's not really the medium.
I think this is someone that joined late, but I know you love animals, but what human characters are you most known for having worked on?
Probably Yao and the ancestors in Mulan. Those are the only human characters that I've led. But I also worked on Pocahontas and
do you count Beast as a human character?
not really. I know.
But he's
He
not
had
quite an
human
animal
eyes.
either.
Human eyes.
What's one thing that makes a student reel stand out? Good acting, right?
Good acting. Yeah, great acting. That's what's going to make you stand out. Just really, really great acting.
People don't want to see just that you can move things around. They want to see a character that conveys emotion.
Yes. Character that's thinking. Ollie Johnston always used to say, animate what a character's thinking, not what they're doing. Because the thinking part will dictate what they're doing. And, character animation is the art of bringing things to life. It's not the art of moving stuff. So, if you can remember that, then that's half the battle.
YouTube question. Someone said, Aaron's fan base needs a name, which I've thought, what about the creature art creatures?
Creature art creatures. I love it.
Or the cats, because that what it
The
would be.
cats. Oh, there you go. The cats.
Nina says on YouTube, beginner,
Hello, Nina.
beginner question. I'm trying to follow along in Photoshop. I'm struggling with the slipperiness or smoothness on the iPad surface. Any advice?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't like that feeling either.
They do actually make, so there's a couple of different things you can do. They actually make a different type of tip you can get for an iPad pencil, and they also make a paper-like screen protector that adds a little bit of a texture to the glass.
Mine. The company's called Paperlight.
Right.
And it is good. It feels like paper.
Oh, and Proco Seconds paper-like screen protector is what I use. It's paper-like, all one word. So look that up, Nina. That might help. Bob says we need some Creature Art Teacher theme merch, like a jacket or a blazer. Perhaps we could make a jacket for our members only. A members only jacket.
Yeah, there you go.
What was the first Disney film you ever saw?
The question was, what was the first Disney film you ever saw?
Yeah, because I feel odd leaning into hello testings.
The first Disney film I ever saw was probably in the theater.
Yeah.
And it was with my grandfather. I think it was Robin Hood when it came out. That was 1973.
My first ever film I saw was Aristocats.
Oh, yeah.
My first cinema experience.
First film or first Disney film?
First film.
Wow. You know, the first film movie that was in color, in Technicolor, film movie that was?
Snow White.
Snow White, yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. All right, so we're almost there. I'm down to where I can start. We're an hour in. We've got our little drawing. I'm gonna go through and refine it just a little bit more. Do another refining pass. It's a little stiff, but what the heck?
I could see you doing a whole series of these, Aaron. Just saying.
Yeah, these could be fun.
How did you manage to get work on Mulan as an animator and also become the director of Brother Bear?
I didn't start directing Brother Bear until I had finished Mulan. Actually, directing wasn't even on the radar when I was working on Mulan. So it wasn't until I was done and I heard about this movie called Bears that they were developing. And so I went to the head of the company and basically just became a squeaky wheel and said, I don't care what I do. I want to work on this movie. I wasn't expecting him to offer directing it.
But by that time, you had already supervised several characters. And before Mulan, you had worked on several films. This person, I think, thought maybe Mulan was your first movie.
Oh, no. I'd already done like 6 movies.
I just want to give a shout out to my buddy Stuart, who I used to work with, who's watching. Hi, Stu.
Are you done now?
He told me to get out. No, I'm ruining it.
Rocco says that expression on that raven is really so good. I love the little hunch and the question moved up, and the scheming eyes at the edge of the beak into the feathers.
Oh, thank you. Well, that deserves another shout out for Proco and his school.
Proco.com. It's Proco.com.
Yeah, you guys check him out.
Be there or be square. Have you ever worked in Corel Painter?
Yes.
We should do a stream in Corel Painter one day just to give it a little love.
It's been a long time.
I want you to try Blender live for the first time and just see how you like it.
Okay.
People keep wanting us to try it, and I'm like, we'll do it live. Here I am installing the software live.
With the disc.
For some reason, we have it on floppy. It's like 27 discs.
Yeah.
And we're going to get some color in here next.
Do you have any tips on drawing dynamic poses for characters?
Yes. First of all, start with that gesture. Understand the anatomy. You got to understand that anatomy in order to kind of push it and break it and get really dynamic with it.
Aaron has classes over at Creature Art Teacher on both character design and dynamic gesture drawing as well, both of which are 40% off right now, and also both of which are included in our annual and monthly streaming plans. Are you going to be at Lightbox this year?
No, we're not going to be at Lightbox this year. We're actually, I'm trying to hit our deadline of getting Snow Bear done.
We just finished up a secret project that took us off Snow Bear for a little bit. So
yeah, and actually, the secret project will be revealed in about 3 weeks, so you guys will be able to see that. But we've been really busy, and I really want to I want to get Snow Bear done. So I've got to stick to it and stay on it.
who is that talking off camera? Well, there's myself, Nick, who's on the streams regularly, and we're joined by our special guest, Dave Clayton, today. Dave is with us all the way from England, from the UK. He is a graphic designer, podcaster, author, just all instructor, all around nice chap. And he's been here with us for the past week. We're doing a new course called Graphic Design for Artists and Illustrators. And we just finished filming it today, actually.
I'm a graphic designer who specializes in graphic design.
I'm a graphic designer that specializes in graphic
People are saying my
design.
mic's a little loud. It's because I keep leaning into it because I'm so used to leaning into it.
And no one can hear me.
Oh, Dave.
You should have gone. There is no one else in the room but you know the Harry's shoulder. What are you seeing?
Yeah, what are you talking about? There's no one else here.
That big white ghostly face. So it's an English person.
It's okay. I'm English. Vedanta, that was a genius suggestion.
Proco says, I'm going to head out to write some video scripts, but you guys should definitely check out that sale Aaron's got going on. Great stuff there. See you, Proco. Have a
Thanks,
great day.
Proco. See you. Miss you.
Love you. Bye. For those of us just joining, we're running a couple of sales over on the website. This weekend is World Photography Day. And so we're running a $5 sale on all of our artist reference photo packs, of which we've got tons. We've got African cats, alligators, otters, birds, all kinds of stuff, animals of Yellowstone.
Yeah, a lot of those photos are from Dustin, my son,
Yeah.
who's become a really amazing photographer.
Yeah, so those are all just $5 this weekend. And the idea behind World Photography Day is get out there and shoot some photos. And if you're an artist, we really encourage that. One of the best things Aaron always tries to do is work from his own reference photography. So as much as you can, we really recommend that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one, I think.
And then we're also running a huge sale, our biggest sale ever on memberships. Annual plans are buy one, get one free, and they're reduced dramatically right now. And monthly streaming plans are $9.99 for the first 6 months, which is a huge deal. And if you're into our memberships, both plans, the monthly plan, you get streaming access, but with the annual plan, you get streaming and the ability to download. So you get all of those courses, all of the brushes that we offer, all of the photo packs are included. We also do twice weekly streams where Aaron is working on his animated film Snow Bear, and both the annual and monthly streaming plan give you access to those. So we've got new courses coming out all the time. We're basically over 700 hours now. We do live events throughout the year. So head on over to creatureartteacher.com, check it out, and join us today.
We have a pretty good family over there. It's nice, especially on the live streams we do every Tuesday and Thursday. We've really kind of grown into this really great group that I always look forward to seeing everybody, talking with everyone. It makes my day go by quicker. Love drawing these hands.
Instagram comment. I had the opportunity to be in one of your master classes for Wacom in Mexico.
Oh, yes.
That was a lot of fun. We had to do that again.
I wonder if that was the trip where we had the earthquake and then we had to come home to a hurricane.
Yeah, that would have been, right?
Yeah. Well, I did. I was in we were in Mexico twice, weren't we?
Were we?
I thought we were. I thought I was there. Well, maybe I'm thinking of Chile.
Well, I use some Chile.
Would your favorite live action movie work as an animated movie? Like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, right?
Yeah, it's Oh Brother, Where Art Thou and The Big Lebowski. My two favorites.
I could see both of those being animated.
Yeah, I could too. I also like the big epic films like Dances with Wolves and Last of the Mohicans.
Erica says, I can't recommend the membership or the streams enough.
Well, try.
Kasra asks, what is a capybara?
Capybara is the world's largest rodent. They live in Brazil, in the Amazon. They're super friendly. Capybara is the world's largest rodent. They're jaguar food.
What are we drawing today?
We are doing a mashup. This is a mashup of Elsa and Maleficent. So the fun part's going to be the color. Once I get this freaking drawing done. Remember how rough it was when we started? Look at where we are now. So we're nice and cleaned up. We've got some. My wife Vedanta had a genius idea of making the Maleficent's horns the braids, which I just love that idea. And now we're drawing hands. Hands are hard. Don't hide your hands when you're doing illustration. Suffer through it and draw them.
Is there an animal you do find harder to draw?
They all have their challenges, but yeah, elephants, because elephants are really complex. Probably the most complex. Is there a way to, I guess I want to draw a straight line. Like I know if you hold Shift key, you can do that, but it's only vertical or horizontal. I guess I could do the line tool, right?
Yeah, it should do it like in Procreate, where you click, drag, hold it.
That's right.
A straight line, then you can swing it.
Right,
but it doesn't do it in Photoshop. I would say draw a straight line on a new layer and then rotate it.
Yeah, that's actually what I usually end up doing. But I was wondering if there's a quicker way.
I mean, if you were good.
Right. If you weren't such a hack.
You're not working so loose.
Justin asks, "Hey Dad, do you mind if I mention my hummingbird pack project?"
Oh no, go for it.
But he doesn't have a microphone. How is he going to mention it?
Thanks, Dustin.
Dustin is working on a photography reference pack of hummingbirds. He got some stunning shots.
Yeah, we went on
vacation
a few weeks ago up to northern New York, upstate New York, and we rented a lake house, and there was these beautiful red trumpet flowers in the back that were completely inundated with hummingbirds every single day. And so Dustin had about a week to sit and photograph them and came up with hundreds of beautiful hummingbird photos.
Did he get video?
Yeah, he got video as well. And so as a result, he's putting together a little hummingbird pack.
It'd be nice to include some nice slow motion hummingbird stuff.
Oh, he got some really good slow motion video.
Zanji says, sounds like that's going along hummingly.
Yes, just hummingly. Zanji, you're fired. That one wasn't good.
They can't all be winners.
All right, let's experiment with some color. I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is my terrible attempt at Olaf.
Sketch It Man on Instagram says, I find myself not being able to finish a drawing if I'm not truly passionate about it. All of your drawings look epic. Do you ever have this problem?
Never. No, I'm only finishing drawings because you guys, I have to finish them in front of you. But no, I've plenty of times that what I'll do is you see how I did this. I'll do layer after layer after layer until I find something I like. But no, there's a lot that I just abandon, throw away, whatever. I don't know why I'm drawing this snow.
Aaron phones it in all the time.
I do.
No, he doesn't. I've worked with him for over 10 years now, and it's still amazing to me that he can talk, draw, all that at the same time and do it so dang fast. Like that's what's crazy to me.
But I think that's all from the Disney years, because we would talk and draw all the time. This is my version of Snowman. I can't remember for the life of me what Olaf looks like. Do you want to build this? No.
Amber Wing Art says Dustin showed us some of those hummingbird photos in a Discord group, and the shots are gorgeous. Yeah, so if you become a member at our website, you get access, monthly or annual, you get access to our members only Discord server, and we occasionally pop in there and do things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yesterday, I shared a little behind the scenes video of the course while Dave was talking and all that stuff.
All right, let's get some color in here, shall we? Hello, Dave. Hello, Dave.
Oh yeah, they're saying Olaf has an overbite and buck teeth. I would have to get Olaf.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I can get you some Olaf reference real quick.
You want Olaf? I can get you an Olaf. You want a toe? I'll get you a toe. Yeah, I'll draw the correct Olaf here in a minute. I want to get to her color. Oh, there he is. Yeah.
I don't know if you need that again.
I will in a minute. I'll pull it up. So Maleficent is green or gray in her face. I wonder if I want to make her blue. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. We're definitely going to do her hair.
Ryan says, I was recently watching your brother Travis stream, and I noticed you're both fantastic teachers. How are you both so good?
Well, we came from the same parents. I don't know. We definitely have the art genes in our system. Travis is also left-handed. Both our parents are left-handed, or were left. My mother isn't with us anymore, but she was left-handed, and my father's left-handed. But yeah, we just we grew up loving art, and we both worked at Disney together, so we were socializing while working a lot. We both had great instructors along the way, and a lot of that rubbed off on us. So yeah, just similar environments.
For those who don't know, Aaron's brother Travis is also an animator. Worked on Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, he had one of the animators of Stitch. He also animated Coda.
Did Byron, I know he did Kenai, but did he do Human Kenai and Bear Kenai?
No, Human Kenai was Jim Jackson.
Okay.
It's funny, I had a dream about Byron last night for some reason. Or I wasn't about him, but he was in my dream. He and I had to we had to get in this van and get taken somewhere, but there wasn't enough room in the van. So they had like roller coaster seats on the side of the van. And they put us in the roller coaster seats, and we had to pull the thing down, and that's how we got back to where we had to go. It was really bizarre.
And that's also a search term for anything generative AI on Midjourney.
Did you and your brother often compete against each other for fun?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know that we ever grew out of that.
Well, some of that was some of the inspiration for Brother Bear, right?
It really was. Yeah. The painting him down and dangling the spit over his face, that was totally from real life. Unfortunately. I was a mean older brother.
Are you drawing in Photoshop, or is that some other software?
No, I'm in Photoshop right now. So what I do is I go in on these characters, I go in with flat color first. Local color is what I call it. And I get all my basic color down that way. And then after that, I will start modeling it and light and shadow and all that good stuff.
By the way, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button or the share button or whatever it is on your various platforms.
Smash that like button.
Go ahead and subscribe. Just help us spread the word. It really helps a lot. The more you interact and share it, all the algorithms, they reward us for that.
And they get eternal love from you.
Yes. Plus, you get our eternal love, gratitude, and thanks. Want to let people know that our memberships are buy one, get one right now. What's cool about that is you could do one of two things. You could buy yourself a membership and then just send it to yourself a year later. That's a little trick for people out there.
Yeah.
Or you basically say, hey, why don't we just split the cost with a friend? And then it's like you both get one for half price. So, yeah.
Or buy one for a friend.
Or buy one for a friend as a gift, yeah.
Trying to come up with a color scheme that is.
You got to get some of the purples in there too, like at some point, like
some of Maleficent's purples.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she can have like some sort of black hair ties in her hair.
Oh, that's a good idea.
How do you prepare a warm up for your drawings?
I don't. I mean, I really just sit there and I'm very loose in the initial stages.
Burpees.
Burpees. I do lots of burpees, pull-ups.
Twitch question: when you begin the lighting pass, do you already know where the light source is, or do you experiment before committing?
Sometimes I'll experiment before committing, but usually I pretty much imagine where it's going to be right off the bat.
It's kind of too late in this composition, but remember when Elsa makes the really crazy snow monster?
Yeah.
It'd be cool to do like a really demonic looking one.
Yeah.
You know, like with some of the purples and like the dragon, you know, get like the green and the eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
Erica says maybe her dress gets darker as it goes to the bottom, like a dark purple or blue, almost black.
That's a cool idea. I want to make sure we keep it cold for sure. So that I like the purple ideas.
For those who don't know, Aaron is doing a Elsa from Frozen and Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty mashup. And to my knowledge, you've never drawn either of these characters, right?
Never have. No, I've never drawn either one of them. And to be honest with you, I've always struggled out of all the Disney characters, I've always struggled with the female characters, getting them drawn just right. Because female characters tend to have less lines in them, and everything's just
so every line is so
so
important.
every line counts. Yeah.
Less character, I guess.
Yeah.
How do you I know you said Pocahontas was a difficult film to animate because of the way it was held back, but did you struggle with the character herself?
Yeah. Yeah, she was tough to draw. She was tough, and I finally got to where I could draw her, but to this day I can't remember how to draw her.
How many of you were on that character? Was that 6?
I think there was 6 or 7 of us doing Pocahontas. There were 6 of us on the Beast.
So does that mean you did about a sixth of the movie?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, about that. Maybe a little bit more. I had on the Beast, I was, I think, second or third as far as the amount of footage that I got done. And then Pocahontas, I'm not sure. I can't remember how much I did of her. It's really weird. I really don't remember much of what I did on that film at all. I kind of blocked it out.
Why is lime green always evil in Disney movies? That color is so cool.
I don't know.
Simon says, hello, I plan to purchase some lessons on your website, but I was wondering if there are some lessons that go together or if they're are prerequisites for others. I plan to buy the gesture and anatomy courses, for instance.
Well,
So-
you could, yeah, I was going to say, talk about the certificates and the block and the bundles and stuff like that.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things. So first of all, there's not really prerequisites in that sense, and we get this question a lot. There's not really an order that you need to take the courses in, but some of them were conceived to relate together. So for instance, the character design course and the human anatomy course were originally intended to be one course, but because Aaron felt there was so much to tell on each topic, we filmed them back to back and they relate to each other. So we consequently have a bundle that includes both. So if you get the bundle, it's 60% off versus buying them individually. We have a gesture drawing course that would really go well, as you said, with the anatomy course. We've also just recently rolled out some certifications, a certificate of completions, where you can get a certificate of completion, say, in animation. And so the track for that would be take the fundamentals of animation, then you take the advanced or the acting for animation and character design, we're trying to head towards that direction based on some requests from people. But there's not really a specific order, but there are some that work better together than others, and we've tried to bundle them up. Question from Dave.
I'll get into the mic nice and tight. Hold on. So my friend Anthony Burton, who lives in Watford in the UK, he said, as Glenn King created the Beast, how difficult was it to take on such a complex character and be consistent in his design through emotion and movement?
It was a huge undertaking for us as other animators on the crew to understand, first of all, how did Glenn design this character, but also how to draw it like Glenn, how to get the same emotion in the character, that making sure the acting was consistent. So the way we did that was we got on before the movie. We always have a ramp up time. A certain amount of ramp up time. So it was spent doing test animation, drawing the character, having Glenn go over those drawings to show us what we were doing right, what we're doing wrong. And you just really ramp up in that way. And hopefully by the time the movie starts, you're pretty much, ready to go. More often than not, we're not ready, but we just have to dive in and do it. But yeah, so that's pretty much how we do that. So now that I've got that, so this is what I was going to do. According to we were just listening to Erica, I want to go kind of dark. I want to match her eye shadow.
In your opinion, what is the best resolution to work on a character design project like this? I often work 8.5 by 11 at 72 DPI, but I think I'm working too small.
Yeah, that's too small.
That's web resolution. You want to work at least 300 DPI.
Yeah, this is actually 18 by 24 at 300 DPI, which is too much, but I find it works well. So what I've done is I've locked this layer so I don't draw over the what I've already painted. So I can just go in and fade this color on.
It's so good.
Thanks. Have that fade right up. That feels nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Can you dig it?
Do you think you should even get to some? I feel like you got to introduce some black somewhere, though. I'm not quite sure how.
I was thinking about doing the cape.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Das Cape. Actually, I could do it.
A lot of people really like that color scheme.
I could do the jack. I wonder if her arms.
Spectre on Twitch says, will this video be able to rewatch as video on demand later? Yes. Twitch, I have to always manually do them. So sometimes, frankly, we don't get around to that, but they're always on Aaron's YouTube channel and Facebook. So youtube.com/Aaron Blaise Art. And then let's see, there was an Instagram question. I saw you at Playgrounds in the Netherlands. It was great to see you.
No, it was great to see you.
And then they said, I just graduated and I'm on the hunt for a job as a junior storyboard artist. Do you have any advice?
Obviously, you have plenty of boards done that you can show. That's obviously a given. And there should be some kind of change of idea, some kind of you want to see a progression of, like a change from positive to negative, negative to positive, some kind of transition in the scene that you're working on.
Instagram question. Once you finish your Snow Bear animation short, will you be doing more human animation demonstrations? Because I watched the animation video with and I sometimes struggle with his consistency with humans. We have in our advanced animation course, you go over quite a bit of
human stuff. Yeah, I do actually. I don't know. I'm gonna.
We're definitely gonna do more shorts.
Gonna animate whatever story comes to me. Now, my preference is always animating animals, so I'll probably lean that way. But I'm never gonna say I'm not doing humans.
And David says, I've been out of the animation industry for about 13 years now, but I'm looking to get back into it. Any advice? Well, if you worked in animation,
I've been out of the animation industry for 13 years as well. Or I mean, it's out of the studio world.
You should, in theory, have a reel to pull from, and hopefully some past connections.
Yeah, because I mean,
you're going to have professional work. That gives you a leg up on, obviously, people out of school.
I think something Glenn always talks about is personal projects. Just create a project and work on it yourself, like as a client or a job, and just create things around that and just get your creative juices going again.
And get it done.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a black rhino in the wild?
Yes. I was very lucky.
Wait, were you at the Eindhoven Playgrounds event this year? I can't believe I missed you. No, we were there last year.
It was last year.
Yep.
That was in April.
April 2022.
Yeah.
But we are going to be at the Playgrounds in Motion event in London in September. Hey, Aaron, which of the Glenn Keane shorts do you prefer, Duet or Dear Basketball?
I think Duet. I love Dear Basketball, but Duet just...
It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It really is.
And what's amazing about Duet is it was actually animated for VR originally. So, Google commissioned it. Or actually, it was Motorola. But it was Google bought Motorola, so they kept it going. But it was commissioned as a 360-degree video. So when you watch it in VR, you can follow the boy or the girl, and then it meets up in the middle. It's really cool. And I think he also did it at 60 frames per second.
Yeah, damn you, Glenn.
Have you ever seen any Southeast Asian animals live, like bear cats or mouse deers?
No, I'm not even at a zoo. I'd like to, though. Okay, so we're getting, whoops, I don't want that. We're getting close here to where we can start adding some shading.
Actually, do you know what? Given like Disney own Marvel, and you've got the multiverse, Marvel multiverse, and all the things that are happening, like in Secret Invasion, one of the characters kept morphing from different Marvel characters from their strengths.
Yeah.
They've absolutely missed the trick by not doing like a Disney animation film multiverse. Where things like this would happen.
It's actually been, they've done it already in video games.
Have they?
Yep. Well, they're not going to miss an opportunity to.
No.
Someone asked, wait, when are you going to be in London? We're going to be there September 8th and 9th, and I posted a link in the comments on all the channels. Playgrounds in Motion.
We're really looking forward to it.
A while ago, you did a course on drawing at the zoo. I think it was in Switzerland. Do you plan to do this again, maybe in Germany? We were actually in Austria when we did that.
Yeah, that was in Vienna, and we I think we'd like to do. First of all, we want to go back and do an in-person trip again, where we're teaching animal drawing and that sort of thing. I'd like to do a multi-day trip where we do a day in the classroom, then we do a day in the Natural History Museum drawing from mounts, and then we do a day drawing animals from life at the zoo. And Vienna has all that all in one area, so it's pretty cool. But I'm also I've got a course coming up that we're going to be recording soon on drawing animals from life, specifically the zoo. All right, we're getting there.
If you're enjoying this stream, check out Aaron's website, creatureartteacher.com. Everything over there, all of his 700 plus hours of art and animation courses are 40% off or more this weekend. We've also got tons of digital brushes, artist reference photo packs, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Go. Looking good.
Thanks.
By the way, whatever social media platform you're watching us on, be it Instagram or Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or whatever, please share it, like it, subscribe. You know the drill. Instagram question: how do you organize your layers?
I start with my rough drawing, and then over the top of that I do my refined drawings.
Yeah, on Instagram specifically, they can't see your layer.
Yeah, you can't see my desktop. But and then from there I tend to put my local color underneath that, and then I start building up my light and shadow on top of everything. And then I do a final paint layer where I'm adding reflected light and all kinds of stuff. I do that on the very top of everything.
Fun Film says, it's too bad I'm already a member. I miss out on all these great deals. But that's the best thing with the membership. You get everything.
You already get the deal. See, here's the deal. A little red nose. There we go. There we go. All right, so basically got her color in there. I think that's going to work.
So this is what we call the local color pass, right?
Yes.
And what does local color mean?
It's the color of an object when it's not lit, and it's color of an object when it's not lit and it's not in shadow. It's just like a red apple or a yellow lemon, and then you add shadow, you add light, and that changes the color, the value, the temperature.
Shay on YouTube says 0 regrets on becoming a member. Thank you, Shay.
Well, I thank you.
Have you ever considered offering internships,
Yes, but we just haven't gotten to a place where we can do it yet.
YouTube question: when did you know you wanted to be an animator, and what animation program do you currently use?
I knew I wanted to be an animator when I first went into Glenn Keane's office way back in 1988 when I was learning animation. I still wasn't sure if this is the thing that I wanted to do, but I got this internship, went into his office, and he started showing me, you know, all the possibilities of animation, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. And after about 10 minutes of him talking, I knew exactly that this was what I wanted to do.
Erica says, I think Aaron needs to do another event similar to what we did in Orlando, where we spent 2 days, and then we can do like where we did the 2 days in the classroom, and then we do zoo and animal sanctuary. So we could do 1 day in the classroom in Orlando and then 1 day out abroad.
Yeah, that'd be great. I like that.
Maybe we do 1 day at Animal Kingdom.
It's a cool idea, actually.
Actually, I've got a story you've told me. I don't know how many people you've shared it with. The sliding doors moment between Disney and what else could have happened. Do you ever share that story much?
Which one?
Hallmark.
Oh no, I actually do.
Ah,
I do. I forgot to tell that one today. That's a good idea. I could have ended up doing greeting cards because what happened with me was I wanted to work for National Geographic. That fell through because they didn't have staff illustrators, and so I basically was going down the list of who was coming to our school to recruit, and Disney was coming. We thought that was interesting. They'd never been there before, and then Hallmark Cards they regularly came to Ringling to recruit. And so I decided I was going to interview with both, and but luckily Disney was first. They came in and interviewed before Hallmark did, so I could have easily ended up working for Hallmark Cards.
In an alternate universe,
Yeah,
someone really loves greeting cards.
that's right.
Someone on Instagram says, I hear a strong British accent in the background. I wonder what city he's from. What city are you from, Dave?
I'm originally from, well, I say West London, but it was a place called Perivale, which is kind of on the border of Middlesex, London. But I don't live there anymore. I live in a place called Swindon. But yeah, London, born and bred.
Dave and I met about 10 years ago. It was a Photoshop event, right?
Yeah.
I met Dave and Glenn, our other friend from the UK, and 10 years ago. We've been friends ever since.
Nice swimming pool.
Yeah. Yeah, right here in Orlando.
Zanji says, your skill set might have ended up being buried at Hallmark. I'm glad it went the way that it did, and we all got to know you. You know, it's hard to say. One of my favorite artists, Don Brandis, he was a teacher at Ringling, still is, I believe. He came from Hallmark and American Greetings, and that, some of those artists over there are tremendously talented and go on to do all sorts of things as freelancers and illustrators and all kinds of stuff.
Actually, I had a friend at Disney that before he was at Disney, he was at Hallmark and did some work there. He enjoyed it.
There's a lot of cross-pollination in the art world. People don't realize that the professional art world is a lot smaller than people think it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
If you think about Hallmark as well, I mean, the amount of eyes on your art as a greeting card artist.
Yeah.
Hey, Mama.
How do you pick the correct light and dark colors? Whenever I try, it just doesn't look correct or the same.
Well, right now, my method in digital when I do digital painting is when I'm doing my shadows, I tend to change my blend mode to multiply. That way, I can it'll use the color underneath, the local color, and I can and and it's just more consistent, I guess is what I should say. And then I can go in and paint over the top of that using that as my base. But you know, I'm always attentive to color temperature. Making sure I'm not overlapping complementary colors unless I'm trying to get that effect, because a lot of times, like if I'm doing multiply and I try to multiply a cool color with a warm color, like a blue gray, you know, over the skin tone, it just turns it to like gray, lifeless gray color. So you want to be careful of stuff like that.
Fun Film had a cool idea. We need to do a part 2 of this of her in her dragon form.
Oh, there you go.
It'd be cool to do like an ice dragon. Like,
yeah.
I'm glad you did the cape, the black, with the her iconic.
Yeah, the frill,
The
crazy
frill, the
frill.
pointiness of the
Yeah.
cape is perfect. You had to have black in there somewhere.
I think I think maybe a couple black bands in her hair to kind of just echo the horns a little bit, like they're wrapped around
Well,
it.
maybe the ribbon that's running through her
Right, yeah.
braids or something. But looking great.
I like the idea of the
Hair bands.
black hair bands. That's a cool idea.
And Elsa's gown always tends to be sparkly or have some kind of snow on it. But
Yeah, I'm gonna add. I've got a cool idea that I'm gonna do to get the sparkliness. It's a little trick. Actually, I don't even know if Dave knows this trick.
What's this?
Juna says,
Noise.
"Oh, I am so in
No.
for an ice dragon in the
Oh
future."
yeah. No, it's not noise. It's you set your brush mode, your blend mode on your brush. You set it to color dodge.
Okay.
And I pull the opacity way back, so you have to go over it a few times. But then I take my brush and I create like a textured like spots.
Yeah.
And then you set it to in your presets, you can scatter it, do all this.
Oh, okay.
And then all of a sudden you start running over it and it creates these sparkles. It's really cool. It works really well.
You'll have to explain that on camera. Well, you are on camera, but explain
Yeah,
it.
I'll have
Show
to-
it when you do it.
Yeah, I will. So right now, I think what I'm going to do, I'm starting to get a little bit of light and shadow in here. We got to get a background in here just so we can.
Julia says, "Wow, Aaron, this is looking beautiful."
Thank you.
I'm just gonna delete that mushy Olaf.
I know. I'm going to get rid of them.
Sorry.
Well, we might put real Olaf in.
Yeah, we're going to put real Olaf in.
Evil Olaf.
Oh, like LeFou and Olaf mixed.
Ah.
Oh, the same actor did do those, didn't
No, well,
In the
what
live
live action? Yeah.
he? Yeah.
Ah,
Any chance you can
Too
do some
big.
more Procreate drawings in the future? I just got an Apple Pencil. We should do Procreate on a live stream again here soon.
yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Why brown?
I was going complimentary, so it's kind of an earthy orange. I was going compliment off
Yeah, I
the
think it
blue.
looks brown from your angle, but it is more of an orange.
Oh,
I did it that color because I wanted it to pop. I'm not sure I'm convinced I'm going to use it. I'm just putting it in
Yeah.
there. I might go for another shade of blue.
it's weird.
Ah, my image is too big.
Lars wants to know, is Photoshop hard to learn for drawing?
No, it's really not so much Photoshop as it is your hardware. You know, like I use a Wacom Cintiq, and I gotta get in here. I use a Wacom Cintiq, and so for me, it's as close to traditional drawing as you can get. Working on one of these.
Dan, or perhaps Dan on Twitch says, "This is great, Aaron. It feels like a classic Disney princess. I feel like I'm looking at an art cell from a movie that was never made,
Haha, cool. Thank you.
or an evil character." New Mert Heart on YouTube says, or New Mew Heart, sorry, having local color, then applying lights and shadows doesn't seem to be the same approach on traditional media like acrylic or pastels. Where do you think this technique comes from?
This is definitely a digital technique that I discovered because you can use those different blend modes. So it's definitely a digital cheat.
That blue looks awesome.
Have you tried
Thank you.
Krita? The brushes are amazing and it's very lightweight compared to Photoshop. We have tried Krita.
Yes,
Done a
I
couple
like
of screenings.
Krita. Yeah, I like Krita, and you're right, it is lightweight. This brush I'm currently using, because I've got it so big, and my canvas is so big. Actually, it don't have to be this big. It doesn't have to be 18 by 24. Let me change that. I can make it
Could you make the entire thing a smart object, put it into another document, and downscale the document? You could, and then you wouldn't lose that 18 by 24 resolution. Huh. Just some of the stuff you'll learn from Dave's new Photoshop course coming soon to creatureartteacher.com.
there we go.
Yeah, smart objects are one of the best things in Photoshop.
I never use them.
Because
use
it's
it.
like you take part of it and you save it kind of in a layer, and then you can do more things on top, but you can always go back to the source material.
Yeah, super cool.
Oh, there. So now I don't have a lag.
Shania asks, how do you stay motivated when animating? I tend to give up during the rough stage because I feel it doesn't look good enough.
Well, you got to trust the process. So we always used to say, trust the process. You got to know that it's going to get there. I mean, look at, where am I? This is where this one started. That's where this started. Okay, look at where we were just an hour ago. So you got to, but I trust the process. And you just got to know that it's gonna be all right.
What brush is it that you are using right now? The one that you were saying was laggy.
This one is this is actually a brush I got from
Is that the Jamie's brush?
Mache, yeah. So I think I'm gonna go darker. I'm gonna go darker up top and get her to really pop off the background.
What animation program do you tend to use? TV Paint.
TV Paint. Yes, I use TV Paint animation software. Working on a really fun shot right now. Actually, I can show it to people because it's not secret. Got this shot right now that I'm working on where our polar bear, it's a down shot, and our polar bear is walking along the ice. And then this whale, right now the whale is just posed in and it's not in color. So it's a little hard to see. But the whales come in under the ice and they swim and he
You started
dives in.
coloring the whale, didn't you?
I did. It's turned off. Actually, let me turn it back on. Because it's only hitting every other drawing because I in betweened it. But you can see this whale coming in, and he follows the whale around, and then all the other whales are going to be cleaned up in between, and then he dives in. So it's a fun shot. I'm really enjoying it. It's one of 116 shots that are in the entire short.
People just said, wow. Want to let people know that are just joining, we've got a couple of sales going on over at Creature Art Teacher. I'll run through these quickly. This weekend is World Photography Day. The whole idea is you're supposed to get out there and shoot some photos. We encourage you to take part of it, shoot your own photo reference. But we are also selling our photo reference for just $5 each artist reference photo pack. And we're also running a sale, our biggest sale ever on our membership plans. Annual plans are marked down and they're actually buy one, get one, which is an amazing deal. We only do this about once a year. And our streaming membership plan is down to its lowest price ever, just $9.99 for the first 6 months.
Bingo.
Terms and conditions may apply. You may use your home. Do not give up images.
So I'm just putting in variations on the blues here.
Alexis says, I would love some Snow Bear merch. Well, it's funny you say that. We've got a couple of things on the website now. We've got like a shirt, but we're about to launch some new stuff. So
We have a shirt, but
stay tuned. Stay tuned for some more Snow Bear merch.
yeah.
Got a meeting next week about some possible. Have you ever tried using Adobe Animate?
I never have.
I
No.
have. I used it back when it was known
Yeah.
as Flash. I worked in it all the
Hey,
time.
Flash.
It's a lot of fun. It gives you, I mean, it's a vector-based animation, so it's a different style. But there's some neat things you can do with it.
So I'm going to add more. Okay, I got it on multiple.
Have you ever met any comic book artists?
Not really. I mean, I know I've met a few. I just can't remember their names off the top of my head. Arg.
Can you tell us a little bit about your journey in animation? Not necessarily the career side of it, but the other side of it. Sure what they mean by the other side.
I don't know what that means.
Maybe how it affected your life and,
Yeah.
you know, more like what your life was like as a result of being an animator. And
I don't know how
it's taken you all over the world.
It's taken me everywhere. It really has. And it's turned me into the artist I am. That's for sure. I was surrounded by more great artists under one roof than I'd ever experienced ever. And,
including today.
Including today. Yeah, it was, I don't know why I'm drawing way up at the top like that. Obviously it was life-changing, you know, and so it's hard to say how my life would have been any different. Not that that's the question, but yeah, it was an amazing journey, and I loved working for Disney. There's a lot of people that badmouth working for Disney, but I never will. I loved what we did. I loved the company, and it was an absolute joy to go to work every day and to be around the people that I was with.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
So, given that you plan out a story like, say, Snow Bear, and you do like your storyboard, you're doing your sketches.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about actually creating a comic book story rather than animation?
Yeah, actually, Nick and I are talking about doing something.
Stay
like that.
tuned.
Yeah.
Tuned is spelled Toon, by the way.
But no, we actually want to do something like that with Snow Bear with the assets we've got, but doing something completely on its own. Yes, we have thought about that, and I've got some animal ideas, story ideas that I'd like to do as a comic. Which I don't think you see a lot of.
Flavio says, I became a member in October of last year, and it's been like Christmas every day since.
That's great. Thank you, Flavio.
Thank you so much. Shay says it would be cool to fabricate animation cells or lithographs of certain scenes for Snow Bear merch. We've talked about some stuff like that.
Yeah, we did talk about doing that.
We've actually talked about maybe still doing a shot on paper. We haven't finalized
haven't ruled it out. I like the idea.
Would you ever test out an anime style just for fun? I bet you could do it pretty fast.
Yeah.
Be fun to just see you do some animation.
It
like
would.
Different frame rates and the moving backgrounds and stuff. Or go like the Studio Ghibli style.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do here is a little rim lighting. So I'm imagining another light source off camera that's really bright and it's catching some of these edges.
Talia says, please tell me if you sell copies of this or prints of this drawing.
Okay. We will tell you.
Did you ever work on any of the TV series like Tailspin, for example?
No, back then, the only thing I did any kind of freelance on, it was a little bit, was the Marsupilami character. That was a French character, actually, that they picked, that made its way into Disney TV.
But Aaron did animate on the 16-bit Aladdin and Lion King video games, the character animation,
Yes.
which he always doesn't think anything about. And I always have to explain to him that those two games in particular are some of the most beloved 16-bit games of all time.
I was never a gamer, so I just didn't. So I'm just adding little bits of hair.
Al wants to know, assuming you like Disney movies as much as you enjoyed working on them, who's your favorite Disney villain? For me, it's Hades.
Hades is awesome. And I'm glad you said Hades, because I would have forgotten Hades. Maleficent is one of my favorite villains. But yeah, Hades, originally, we were talking about this last night, actually. Originally, they wanted Jack Nicholson to play Hades. And he wanted like a crazy amount of money. So they ended up with James Woods instead. But there's a test floating around somewhere, an animation test that Nick Raineri, who was the supervising animator of Hades, back before they picked James Woods, Nick did an animation test with Jack Nicholson using his voice from The Shining. I think it was from The Shining. I might be wrong.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah. But it was really, really good. So I'm creating this rim light and blowing it up so you can see it a little better. I always like adding this rim light because it gives it a little bit more drama, and it just
brings it alive.
It shows off the form a little more.
Yeah, Jason on YouTube says the animation in The Lion King and Aladdin for the Sega Genesis was next level stuff at the time. How many frames did you have to do those?
Well,
cycles?
that's the thing. It wasn't so much frames as it was drawings. They were only giving us a certain number of drawings. So, like when Simba would leap and grab onto a branch, they'd say, "Okay, you've got 5 drawings to do that in," and it was just.
And they have to start back in the position at the end. Right?
Yeah, we had to start with a 0 pose and end up in a 0 pose sometimes.
YouTube question: has animating people changed the way you observe how they move and act in real life?
Oh, of course. Yeah, when you have to sit down and start animating them, then all of a sudden you start looking at people. You start really looking at people, I should say. And
Creative Matthew says, "Hey Nick and Aaron."
Hey, Ron.
What was the process for those games? Did you animate them on paper?
Yeah.
Because that was before digital. So
yeah, we animated on paper, and then they were scanned, and they had their little process of however they did it.
Speaking of Hercules, did Eric Goldberg animate Phil?
Yes.
He also did the genie in Aladdin.
Yeah. But Phil looks like the genie.
I mean, he looks like Danny DeVito to me. But
yeah. But you can definitely see the genie, the same artist influence, I should say. Pops a little better. And it cleans up the...
Was it hard to work for Disney while also having a family? Is work-life balance difficult?
It was a little bit, when we get into crunch periods, and and at the time, in the early days, I was a newlywed, and then I was, a new father. I was 22 years old, and I had 2 kids, and my wife she had a career too, and she wanted to, have her career. So there was some difficulties in getting everything balanced the right way, but we worked it out. Maybe a little reflected light here, and
Why don't you use solid color layers?
I did when I did my local color, unless
Yeah.
they're saying something different. The original layer that I put down was solid. Solid. We're 2 hours in. 2 hours. We're back to doing these 2-hour live streams.
Would it be possible to do an anime style animation course with extreme angles and impact frames? Could you do a video perhaps on rotating a character in 2D animation?
Sure. We could do that. So here I want that raven to pop a little more. Well, he's not really a raven.
Can you draw Miko? Is Miko the
raccoon?
Did you
Actually animated Miko. I mean I didn't do all the animation, but I animated towards the end. I ran out of animation to do because Pocahontas was done, and Miko, I was about ready to move on to Mulan, and Miko was behind, and so they had me do a couple shots of Miko. It was fun.
What work did you do on Romeo and Juliet?
I was directing that.
Ah.
So I was in charge of, the story, and the one thing that we changed that stayed in the movie was this notion that we use needle drop music for Elton John's stuff. Originally, when I came onto the story or onto the movie, Elton was writing all original music for that movie. But and I felt like he was kind of hit and miss on it. I hate saying that, and so there was a couple of scenes that were just so perfect using, his 70s catalog.
Right.
And so we went back. I was working every day with David Furnish, his husband. And so we suggested that, yes, he writes some new music for the movie, but he's also got a great catalog that we can use in different places all over the film. And so he went back and talked to Elton about it, and he was like, yeah, sure, let's do that. And so I ended up leaving the film, and but they ended up keeping that notion.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Oh, I never did a highlight layer. So I always go in and do overlay, do a new layer, set it to overlay, and then kind of want the light to be a little cool. Cool light. Oh, actually, let's try a warm light, see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Yeah.
Do you know who animated Elsa, Aaron? And also, how old were you when you animated Raja?
I was 22, 23. 90. May have been 24 when I did Raja. And I don't know who did Elsa.
CG animation works a little differently than 2D because a lot of animators will animate characters in 3D animation.
Yeah.
Whereas in 2D, you've got you still have supervising animators in 3D, but because it's models and nobody has to draw the character, different animators can jump on and off.
Move the character like a person.
Right, but in 2D, you're cast onto the role like an actor because you have to be. There's only a few people that are responsible for that character because they have to be able to draw it like crazy. Whereas with 3D, you can kind of mix and match animators a lot more because the look of the character doesn't change.
Yeah.
I've got another question for you then.
Yeah.
What is your favorite best voiced actor, best character in a Disney film?
Well, I mean, obviously the genie's got to be the best. One of, I think. But then, when you get beyond that,
Who's the guy that does the Mad Hatter and the Cheshire Cat and all that?
Steve Wynn. It's Steve Wynn. His last name was Wynn.
Yeah.
He's trying to remember what his first name was.
He's great as the Mad Hatter.
He was.
He didn't do the Cheshire Cat. I don't know why I said both, but
So here I'm just adding some highlights. Some of these folds. We're almost there. I'm going to call it here pretty quick.
have you ever tried drawing on a tablet without a screen like a Wacom Intuos?
Yeah, man, I have a hard time with that. That's why I switched over to the pen display because I really struggled with it.
Edwin, by the way.
Edwin, thank you.
Vedanta says, not sure who did the animation, but Walter Yoder did the rigging on Elsa.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Who I'd like to get and do a course for us.
Kathleen Clark wants to know, do you know who animated the hyenas from The Lion King?
Yes, that was
Alex Cooper Schmidt.
Alex Cooper Schmidt, but I'm trying to remember the other guy was no, it wasn't Portage. It was I can't remember the other guy, but Alex Cooper Schmidt was
Ed, right?
Was Ed, yeah.
The crazy one.
Yeah. So now I'm just going to go in and just kind of hit some highlights here and there. I'm going to keep it kind of cartoony. So I'm going to leave the...
You're going to try the black bands or skip them?
Oh, no, I forgot about the black bands. I'm glad you mentioned that. Let me hit some of these highlights first.
I mean, they might not work.
No, I like it. I just completely forgot about it. I get hyper focused on trying to get some of these other things done. But I like that. I like the idea of the black bands.
Didn't James Baxter do a lot of the scenes with Scar?
No, that was
Andreas
Deschamps. Matter of fact, I don't think
James Baxter did Rafiki.
he did Rafiki, and I don't know that he did much more other than outside of Rafiki.
But Rafiki is so brilliantly animated.
Yeah, there's the scene that I always talk about where he's looking in the bowl and he's tilting the bowl. It's so flawlessly done.
Because that's 3D perspective in 2D.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah.
It was brilliant cleanup, too, because the cleanup artist nailed it.
What do you think of...
Have you ever met Walt Disney?
Yeah, I asked him that. Walt Disney died the year I was born.
I was going to say, Walt died before I was born.
Invisible Man on Twitch says, the hair looks really awesome on this picture.
Ah, thanks. So let's try some bands. Let's put them on a different layer. Let's try the same color. We'll do the same color as her cape. Let's do it with the hard round brush.
That's what I was going to ask you.
What do you
think about that new style Spider-Verse?
I really like the first one. I'm gonna really catch a lot of flack for this. I really like the first one. The second one, there's this trend I feel, and I'm gonna sound like an old guy, but I feel like there's a trend in animated films now where everything is so fast paced, super flashy. There's no sense. I'm not feeling. It's like it's really fast paced right from the beginning, and I have a hard time getting past that stage to give the movie a chance. So the first one, I actually I liked it. I really enjoyed it. The second one, I tried watching it the other night, and I couldn't get through the first 20 minutes of it. I ended up turning it off because it was just it was so quick and fast paced and so much going on, and the art direction was so bright and over the top, and so and I hate knocking, because I know it's a good movie and I know a lot of people love it, and there's a lot of beautiful work in it. I just had a hard time initially with it.
I feel like the bands
I'm so backpedaling.
I feel like the bands take away from the braids. Don't you?
I don't know. I haven't done anything. I haven't finished
Yeah.
them yet, so I want to see.
Did you ever meet Eric Goldberg?
I know Eric Goldberg very well. Eric Goldberg was one of the directors of Pocahontas as well. So we worked together, and we worked together. Sorry.
It's looking smashing. Or mashing.
Mash. Hey, there you go.
Mashing.
What's your favorite movie that combines animation with real life?
Well, there's obviously Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
But I love, all the animation bits in the original Mary Poppins and the new Mary Poppins. Ken Duncan Studios did in the new Mary Poppins, and
Yeah.
I'm a friend of Ken's and I'm a fan of his. And so it's
Elsa-
really beautiful.
Maleficent is looking really good. That's Maleficent. How would you say that? I wrote it out. Maleficent is looking really good. Maleficent. Maleficent is a good pronunciation. I like that. Someone said, can we get a link to Dave's podcast? You sure can. I just put it in there. Dave has a link called He Shoots, He Draws.
Bad Aaron was a guest.
Yeah.
Aaron's been a guest on it.
Twice, I think.
Now that they're modeled, do you still
Oh,
find them?
I like them now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
You gotta trust the
Yeah,
process.
they were too flat at first.
the black, it was just like, man.
Yeah, you gotta.
Now they look.
Let
like,
me finish.
They look like ribbonings.
Mm.
Little ribbons.
That was a good idea.
Something's weird about the one right in front. Like, should it curve more? Is that just my imagination?
I don't know.
Sorry, I don't want to backseat.
Nick.
I hate being backseat. Like, what a...
Backseat animator.
Everyone's got an opinion. I'm just kidding. I do too.
No, I'm gonna leave it.
It looks good.
But what if you didn't leave it?
What if that raven was just an inch more to the left?
But what if you decided to just go ahead and do Raja and Pocahontas instead?
Yes.
And just start over?
The next one's got to be the Beast and Jiminy Cricket.
I like that idea.
A little top hat.
You should do a Yao mashup. Who would we mash Yao with?
Oh, I don't know.
Dopey.
So technically, because they're mashups, is this an original character that Aaron now owns?
Yeah, right. No, but you could get away with doing prints and stuff of this if you wanted to, but
I mean, it doesn't. It's not.
this is what they call transformative. So,
I love
Yeah.
it.
mm-hmm.
it's based on existing characters, but it doesn't look like either, but it does.
Correct.
Hence original.
Yeah. Fan art.
Mm,
Right.
fan art is just directly you're copying a character,
Oh, right.
right?
I didn't know if it counted as interpretation.
I'm just hitting little bits of detail here. For those of you that may have heard a deep grumble, that was Dave burping.
I tried to start it. My head was filling up with it.
When we were kids, my brother used to do I am the master of the universe in a burp.
Really?
By the power of Grayskull.
Yeah.
I was hoping I was off mic and I didn't.
I had to call it. So just adding details here, little schmids of detail over the drawing.
She's so awesome.
Instagram push question from Christian Erickson. Hey, Aaron, is it less important today to have an art degree to get into animation or in the creative world in general compared to having passion and a great portfolio?
Yes.
It's always been less
It's
important.
always been less important. The art world and working in the art world has always been one that basically you have to know how to do it. You don't need a piece of paper saying that you went to school.
What advice would you give a artist at the age of 22 that's nowhere near the level you were at 22?
How do you know that you aren't at the level I was? When
Well, I
was
think they
22?
said because you were doing Raja and stuff
I
like
just
that.
happened to get a good job, but I'm I don't even know that I was half the artist I am now back then. So just trust in time. Time is our greatest asset as artists, because time is what it takes in order to get better. And so you just got to roll with that.
Also, the best advice I can give any artist is don't compare yourself to other artists, compare yourself to yourself.
Yeah.
So if your art is progressing and you're getting better, that's the only thing you can really measure anything against, because art is inherently subjective to begin with. What is
Absolute
the
truth.
best animating program you'd suggest on an iPad for longer animations?
Calipeg is really good,
Yeah,
right?
Calipeg's great.
So close to finishing.
You're gonna put some snowflakes or something out of the other hand.
Yes, and I've got my little snowflake brush.
Are you losing the snowman?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you don't need a lot.
What's the weirdest acting reference you ever had to do in order to get the movement for a character you needed?
I used very little acting reference. I
think they mean you personally. Like,
yeah, I know. I've never really done it. I always just kind of felt it. I did have Jim Jackson kind of throw a cape around himself, because in Beauty and the Beast, when Beast is taking Belle to her room, and he's walking her through the dungeon, and he's talking about, you can go anywhere you like except the West Wing, and she goes, "What's in the West Wing?" And he whips around and says, "It's forbidden." And then he turns back around and whips his cape. And I animated all that whole section where they're walking through there. And so I had Jim kind of model the cape and demonstrate it for me.
Martin says Olaf in the back is like, draw faster. I'm melting. I'm melting.
Where is he? There he is. There's the one.
It's like Olaf's.
Olaf
step
is
cousin.
definitely melting now.
It's
Goodbye,
Olaf's
Olaf.
step cousin.
Olaf is gone.
Do you plan on adding sparkles to the gown?
Yes. So there's a couple things we're going to do here. So I think I'm getting... Oh, I forgot about the ground. Doggone it.
Do you do any character impressions?
No. I'm terrible with impressions.
Gosh. It's my goofy. That's about all I can do.
You do Casey Kasem really great.
That's it. That's all I know how to do. I'm Casey Kasem. Our audience doesn't know who Casey Kasem is.
Oh, come on.
Most of them don't. I'll guarantee you. How many of you guys know who Casey Kasem is?
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, 1974. Nobody can do it but you. I'm Casey Kasem.
Can you do Shaggy?
No, I'm terrible doing Shaggy.
But he's the same. Casey
know.
Kasem did Shaggy.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just terrible. That's Casey Kasem putting on a voice.
Oh, that was pretty good. You were getting it.
If Dustin were here, he'd give the old college try.
Yeah,
Oh, some people are saying, I know who he is. I don't know who he is. I do know who he is. Zoinks! America's Weekly Top 40.
Yeah. And then, which they still doing reruns.
Oh, it's actually on satellite radio on the 70 station.
I love it too, because I'm always trying to guess what year it is when they're by the songs that they're playing.
I'm with impressions. I'm the same as I am with music. I can only do a very little bit of something, but enough that you'll recognise it.
Yeah.
So I go,
What the hell was that?
Is that Fat Albert?
no,
I thought it was Fat Albert too.
no, it's across the clown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Nelson.
Yeah.
My impressions are like impressions of impressions, like
Yeah.
George Herbert Walker Bush. Not gonna do it. Didn't do it.
Yeah,
They
impersonating
voice
Dana
actors
Carvey.
and bad impressionists.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Hi, French. I got some bush pops on the French.
That's funny.
He whistles though.
Yeah.
Get your butt over.
Is he the one that's so good? Is that the guy from Family Guy you're doing?
The
Yeah.
old
But it's the
guy,
old
not
guy.
Yeah.
Not
The old
me,
guy.
Not
Oh.
me. Not
The old guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, French. He's like obsessed with French. Yeah.
Would you ever consider doing voice acting? Because I really enjoyed the voice of the cat animation you did. Wait for the common sense of the morning.
Yeah, I like doing voice stuff. Let's see.
In Aaron's acting for animation course, which is on sale at our website, he does some voice acting in it, and then you animate those scenes, and we include the dialogue.
I was sending little messages to my granddaughter and telling her she was a dork. She was sending them back to me too. Well, oh, remember this one?
Love you.
Hold on.
It's a quiet village every day, like the one before. A little town full of darky people, waking up to say,
Bonjour.
That was Vedanta and I.
Oh my god, that's
That
embarrassing.
was funny.
"Yeah, I was sitting next to Aaron. He said, I'm a dork. That's not nice. I'm not a dork."
We were just messing with our granddaughter.
Hold on, listen. You see all the guys sitting around you? Yeah, all those guys, all those boys.
Hold on, let me do this one.
Hey, dork, Avalon. Hey, listen, I gotta tell you a secret. You're a dork, and I love you.
All my little voices I was sending my granddaughter. All right, let's see if I can find the snow.
Everybody's saying, wow, Vedanta's voice is amazing.
Yeah,
Oh my
see?
God, you're embarrassed.
Special effects brushes. There we go. Oh, those aren't. I gotta find my snow brushes. I'll have them uploaded. All right.
While he's looking for those brushes, I'm going to let people know that we are running some sales over at creatureartteacher.com. First off, we've got our biggest membership sale ever. Memberships, here, let me do a voice. Memberships are buy one, get one.
What file format are brushes? AVI?
ABR.
ABR. That's what it is.
Sorry, memberships are on sale. Buy one, get one off of annual plans, which gets you everything on the website, plus everything we release over the next years. And it's all yours to keep and download. So you can buy one for yourself and send one as a gift to a friend. Or you can sign up for a monthly streaming plan and get them for just $9.99 a month for 6 months. And we're also running a sale on photo packs. This weekend is World Photography Day on Saturday. That's tomorrow. So our photo reference packs are just $5 each. Check them out at creatureartteacher.com.
Oh my gosh, it's so awesome!
Finding your files.
Yeah, I'm trying to load them up. How do I? What am I drawing a blank? You go to here.
Are you doing
New
effects or
brush group?
something?
New.
No, it's
Get more brushes, right?
No, it's always in the other spot.
I know he's got snowflake brushes.
It's click out of there. Isn't it in the drop down?
No, it's usually here, and then you can add to your brushes. Oh, there it is. Import brushes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was import. That's what I'm looking for. It's not.
Duh. I actually teach illustration in Photoshop.
What am I doing? It's actually pronounced Pahoto.
Someone says you guys must be the Disney house on your block.
Yeah, we are. What's the file format again?
ABR.
ABR. That's what I typed in.
.abr. You just want me to airdrop them to you?
I just had them.
You can go to creatureartteacher.com and download them.
I know.
And they've got a sale on as well.
Yeah.
Nothing's coming up.
When the Thunder Bay got unplugged, is that? No, it's mounted again.
Why is nothing? Like, even if I type in snow, nothing's coming up.
Oh,
For your brushes?
just nothing in general.
Yeah.
Finder's not.
Yeah, my Finder does that.
Yeah, I've had that happen sometimes too. I wonder if it's because it did get ejected.
If you open up,
I can get the files for you real quick and
what
just airdrop
about
them to you.
Yeah.
Spotlight in the top? Is that working with the magnifying glass?
Yeah, the magnifying glass up in the upper right.
Sometimes that works when the other one doesn't.
So
Debris.
sorry, everybody. We'll be back to the regularly scheduled live stream.
It's all part of the process.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do the sparklies on the dress first. So then we'll get back to the snow. Sorry, guys. And you can airdrop them to me.
Yep, I'm just about to. I've already got them.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put everything together in a folder. Then I'm going to copy that folder and I'm going to flatten it.
This would be a great character to cosplay. I feel like. And no one would know who you were.
I think people would get it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
just
just
pop
saying,
it so it's in drop or downloads.
You got to accept it,
It's original.
I accept.
and then it goes to downloads.
I accept.
Yes, makes that with a wire.
So one thing I think I'm going to do, I'm going to try something here. So I'm going to go into image adjustments and I'm going to go into exposure and I'm going to push the gamma just a touch, pull back a touch on the exposure just to push her just a smidge darker. So then I can go in and I'm going to let's grab. Let's just show you guys from.
Tom says we're having a boomer moment. The show will return shortly. Where's my abacus? It's here.
I hate you guys.
Let me chisel this real quick.
Justin says you should have a members only sound folder for Aaron and Vedanta's sound bites so we can practice animate.
Yes, there you go. Oh, let me do this.
What's the longest you've ever animated without a break?
Probably 10 hours.
Longer.
Is that no break whatsoever, like no bathroom break?
Oh,
Because
no.
that just seems unhealthy.
You're creating your own brush right here live.
I am.
Did you not install the other ones?
Yeah, I'm going to get them.
Oh,
I'm making
you're
a
doing-
sparkly brush.
Sparkles.
So what Aaron is doing now, for those of you that are just joining us and just seeing a white square with some black dots going, what am I watching? He is making a special brush that he's going to use to create these sparkles on his Elsa Maleficent mashup
Yes.
costume. And so you start with a black and white image, and then basically you invert that in a way that Photoshop reads it as a brush.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, speaking of which, the brushes on our website are also on sale. We have tons of them on there, thousands of them. And we get this question a lot. They all say they're Photoshop brushes, but they're ABR files. And most software now will use ABR files. So they will work in Procreate, they will work in Krita, they will work in Corel, they will work in all sorts of programs. So if you do buy our brushes, they were designed for Photoshop, so you might have to do some slight tweaking to them when you get them in, but for the most part, they'll work in any modern drawing software.
I'm doing like little
Clip
sparkles.
Studio, I
This might
think,
be
as well.
too. So these sparkles might be too big, but we'll see.
Have you ever done a course on how to make your own resources?
No, but we cover it in some of we have a course on digital illustration, like just the basics of digital illustration, and he shows how to make brushes and
Okay.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna hit OK. So now I've got it in there. I gotta go. So here's our new brush that I just made. Turn this off. Turn that there. So
Have you ever been to Israel?
I've never been to Israel. No.
Yeah, that's one of the ones on our list to get to one day for sure.
So you can see I've created this brush, but it does this weird thing. You don't want it to do this. So what I want now is I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to go into my brush presets and
Can you bring the presets over to the right?
yes.
Or the left, rather, so people can see what you're doing on Instagram. Cool.
So we're going to go into the brush presets and I'm going to go into, first of all, let's go into shape dynamics. I'm going to put a little angle jitter on it. And I'm also going to flip the X and flip the Y. So it starts to make it, see how it's much more scattered. But there's too many of them. And so what I'll do here is I can go into my, I got to go into brush tip shape and just go into my spacing. And I can space it out a little more. So now there's not quite as many. But I'm not crazy about that giant sparkle. I might end up having to change it. Or the other thing I can do is this. We can go into scattering. So I can push my scatter quite a bit. Everybody scatter. So then it'll allow me to use a smaller brush. I can scatter it even more. There we go. So now let's just hit OK on that. Oh, and the other thing I want to do is set it to follow. So when we go to, there's angle jitter, set it to direction.
Raynola on YouTube says, Vedanta, if we ever meet in person, we're totally going out and doing some karaoke.
Disney version.
So I'm going to turn that off because I like it. Oh, actually, no. Turn it back to direction. I'm still not sure about these sparkles, if that's right or not.
This is funny. Behind Maleficent, you should put a small puddle with a carrot and a couple of sticks sticking out of it, like she melted it
And
off.
she's holding a hairdryer.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got that. Maybe pull it back a little bit.
Oh, wow, so sweet and innocent.
So
But Maleficent is not.
so let's we're gonna hit okay. We can get rid of that now.
Am I allowed to draw this after you? I love this.
Yes.
Sure.
So now So now what I want to do is I'm going to double that one up. And I'm going to grab a different color. I'm going to go nice and bright. Almost like a turquoise.
Zanji says, oh, I'll wait till you do this.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
But it's relevant.
And then I'm going to go to color dodge. And I'm going to knock the opacity way down to like 13%. I'm going to shrink my brush.
Oh, it looks nice. It looks shimmery.
But
Can-
and
It
the more
almost
you,
looks like-
you use it, the brighter it gets.
I was going
too.
to say, can you get some to kick up even more?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks really shimmery. Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Love you. Great cream.
Because it's on color dodge. The more I hit it, the brighter it gets.
That's cool. Zanji says, this is a fun fact that I always thought was cool. The Jessica Rabbit dress sparkles were made by shining light through a trash bag that had been raked over with steel wool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, G, you always come up with these cool facts.
When's your next live stream?
We have members only live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then our next live stream like this is every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time.
I have a suggestion for a drawing, but it's very selfish.
Okay. A drawing of you.
No. in the hope that one particular team is successful in the World Cup final, Lioness football kit, England.
Ah.
Yeah.
An actual Lioness.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
If they win, we'll do it.
Yeah, because that would get so much. That would get shared all over.
Who's the team they're playing?
Spain?
And what's their logo?
Who knows?
We'll have both ready. We'll have both ready to go.
There's
Just
only one winner. Yeah, have a, I guess a Spanish ball or something like that.
Yeah, it creates a really nice texture.
Oh wow, yeah.
So now I can go on top of that. And
Maleficent or a Twitch viewer says, "Ah, yes, this is wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that trick on the shimmer and shine."
oh yeah, my pleasure. So we're going to go back to brushes and we're going to the gearbox. We're going to import brushes and we're going to downloads. I'm going to do it as a list right there. Open.
I'm not raising my hand.
Oh.
I'm just stretching.
Question from the young man in the corner.
There they are. Right there on the bottom. So here I've actually got snowflakes. in
These
here.
are a brush set of debris and snow textures that it's a brush pack that we sell on the website.
Yes.
It's great for particulates in the air, all kinds of stuff like when you're trying to get
Normal.
texture in photographs.
Oh.
Snow, dust, and debris, I think, is the Look at this, Dave. So like,
Oh wow.
I was just showing
Oh,
him
yeah.
how you added, you know, these brushes can be used for more than just digital art. Like if I'm going to post a link to these brushes on the website, and if you look, you'll see there's a photograph of a house with snow on it, and then there's a photograph of the house with the snow with the brush set applied, and it gives you a completely
Yeah.
different feel, like
I
an
know
active
a
storm
good
is
tip,
happening.
is to layer them. So make some bigger one, make the one
Exactly,
bigger
yeah.
at the front
Yep.
and blurred and smaller at the back as well. Some of the snow on the snow bear is just so cool. It's fantastic.
There we go.
Oh, that looks great.
Now let's just do regular snow dust.
How long will this sale last? It's going to run through at least the weekend, probably about a week or so.
Now let's do, what do I always have to try to do? I got to do the dramatic shadow. Which I think, I want to, I don't have enough attention on the top. I want to push the attention to the top.
Are there any other movies or TV shows outside of Disney that you would say have exceptional art direction? There's tons.
Oh yeah, I mean,
If you're
live
talking-
action.
If you're talking animated, I mean, Iron Giant. The Studio Ghibli movies have incredible art direction. What do you think, Aaron? What are some that come to mind? Non-Disney animated movies.
Well, I mean, you can go all the way back to the classics. I think Wizard of Oz had amazing art direction. Gone with the Wind has amazing art direction.
You're talking live action. I was thinking animation, but
well, talk about animation. Then there's Secret of Nim, which is incredible. That's an amazing look.
you're gonna put a shadow in on the floor.
Yeah, I just want to see what it's going to look like. If I
add more snow into the thing.
just add a little shadow going across her front. We pull a
Erica
little.
says, "Ah, yes, Aaron's classic."
Aaron's
shadow."
classic shadow. So, but you can see how it focuses our attention up.
Oh,
Oh,
New
yes.
Mew Heart says it's freezing beauty.
Hey, there you
Instead of
go.
Sleeping Beauty.
Very nice. I like that. Sorry this is taking so long. I really got into it.
No, it's great. I'm glad you got into it.
Oops.
Night Owl Animation on Instagram says, "I'm up to 20,000 followers now because of taking your classes, teacher."
Hey, nice.
Christian asks, "So anybody can make their own brushes in Photoshop?"
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. It's very, very simple, and you can.
It's fun to experiment.
It's a
with.
rabbit hole. You can definitely get caught going down it.
Can you show a time lapse of this? Well,
Not really. Wish we could.
you
I
can
guess
do
you
one
could
after
get
the
the
fact.
recording
Yeah,
and speed it up.
yeah.
But
All right. So one last. I'm not going to say one last thing because I always contradict.
One
myself.
more thing. One more thing.
Yeah.
two more things. Not one less thing.
So even though there's a shadow, the rim lighting would still come through. kind of loose down here.
Shit's looking amazing.
And then, so now let's do that. We just merge the group. Now I'm going to, oops. I'm going to push the saturation just a touch. Just a touch. And then I want to go in. I'm going to go here, really bright, go back to my color dodge setting, set it down to 10%. I'm going to use my soft round brush. I'm just going to hit a couple of areas to brighten.
If you're enjoying this stream, do us a favor. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button, share the video. When the replay goes up later, share that. It really does help us a lot. Do you think AI will have an impact on the animation industry?
Yes. I don't know what that impact's going to be, but yes.
How did you all meet? You all seem pretty close. Well, Aaron and I, Aaron and I are business partners, and we actually met relatively close in time altogether.
Yeah.
Aaron and I met about 12 years ago, 13 years ago now, and you met Dave about 10 or 11 years ago now.
11 years ago,
Yeah. Yep. Oh, Sleeting Beauty, someone says.
Oh, there you go.
Zanji says. Any chance you can draw Robin Hood next time? That would be
Yeah,
cool.
I can give them a shot. Give him a shot.
We have a cool idea for a Disney-inspired video.
Just want to hit a couple of oh yeah, that's gonna be a cool one.
Twitch commenter, hey Aaron, I met you in 2018 and the advice you gave me I followed and as a result landed my many paid gigs. I'm now a full-time artist and I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, you are welcome. I was afraid you're gonna say you landed in jail.
It was the wrong advice.
Yeah. So you are welcome.
What's the best advice you can give? Just steal. Just steal anything.
Creative Matthew asked, Aaron, do you have a favorite snack these days? What's your go-to?
My go-to snack.
You're always going through these phases of like things that you're into. Like you were in a ramen phase for a while, and then you were.
He's so fat.
Everything makes me fat, so it doesn't matter what I eat.
But what were you? You were doing the dumpling thing for a while. You've done soup kicks. What's your thing now that you're into cooking?
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
No, but what is it?
You know what I really love? I love making summer rolls now. I'm totally into like Vietnamese, the clear rice wraps.
Yeah, the rice wraps. Selena made some the other night, actually.
Summer rolls. I love them. I think we're close enough.
Did you get the floor shadow?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go a little darker.
Sorry, there's a weird glare on my side.
Do this.
Maybe too much because you're losing some of the.
Just a touch. Because then I can go back in and just redefine a little bit.
Vedanta says sushi.
Sushi. Yeah, we have been eating a lot of sushi.
Another Twitch comment. Hey, Aaron, I also met you in 2018, but didn't follow you. The advice you gave me. I'm currently typing this in jail. Sorry, I didn't listen.
I thought you were going to say, currently, I'm a multimillionaire.
Yeah. Zanji says, how about Icent with a
Oh,
cap.
you're reaching, man.
It works better in type because you capitalized the. How much would you say is talent when it comes to animation compared to just hard work and dedication?
Zero.
Zero talent?
Zero. Yeah. Hard work and dedication wins out every time. Every time.
Do you think a self-taught artist can get to Pixar without having been to a university?
Yes.
There's tons of them.
Yep. There's a lot. All right, we're calling it done. We're calling this done.
Aaron, have you fully recovered from your nose injury with the bike?
I have
Pretty much, right?
pretty much. I think I did end up breaking my nose a little bit because there's a dent on one side.
Oh, we should reset it on a future live stream.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that. And my leg is pretty much healed, and my jaw is healed.
You still got the bruise, or is it still there? I would
bruise
imagine.
is basically
Oh, that's significantly better.
pretty much gone.
That healed up. I mean, I thought that was going to be a bruise hanging around for months.
Yeah, I healed fast, man. There we go. Maleficent. Melissa, whatever we want to call her.
Before we wrap up and you sign it and all that. You haven't signed it yet, have you?
I did sign it.
Oh, well, unsign it so that I can run the sales and then we can do one last thing. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Sorry, there's just a delay on my side. Want to let people know that this weekend is World for. Oh, he's on the. Hold on. If you're zooming and panning, let me go.
Yeah,
back to
just
that.
zooming and
Sorry.
panning real quick. Actually, you can take me off. Just do desk only. There you go. So there she is. The hair was a great idea, Vedanta. Loved it. Nick, the bands on the hair were a great idea. Art by committee. I love it. Oh, you know what I didn't do? There's one more thing.
One more thing.
Yeah, I got to put highlights in the eyes. I didn't put any highlights in the eyes. And down to the dress.
While he's putting the finishing touches on, want to let people know that we're having our biggest membership sale ever at creatureartteacher.com. Right now, annual membership plans are buy one, get one free, and streaming plans are on sale for their lowest price ever, just $9.99 for the first 6 months. And tomorrow is World Photography Day. So if you head over to creatureartteacher.com, we've got a whole set of animal photo reference packs, which you can use for both personal and commercial uses for your artwork. And they're just $5 each this week. Granola says you should do a mashup of what Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit's children would look like.
That's a great idea. I like that.
I like this. Will there be more drawings like these?
Yeah. Why not? We'll do more mashups in the future.
Maleficent. That works. Maleficent.
Yeah, but Maleficent.
It's either Maleficent or Elephant. Which one do we like more? We should run a poll. Have you ever been to Italy? No, but we're hoping to get to Florence in the near future.
Haven't been to Italy yet. We want to go. There she is.
Yeah, our audio was definitely quieter today. I got to figure out why.
There she is. How's that?
Better.
There. There we go. Good. I'm happy. That was fun. I don't do a lot of female Disney characters, so there we are. Blow her up one more time. You can see with the highlight in her eyes. She looks a little better, a little more glassy-eyed. Maleficent. Maleficent.
Maleficent?
Maleficent.
I think Alessiphant seems to be easier to say, though.
Yes, Maleficent. There we go. That was fun. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah, thank you,
awesome.
everybody.
Thanks for a great week, Dave.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
If
we've
you
had a
wa-
really good time.
If you want to support us, go on over to Creature Art Teacher, pick up a brush pack, buy a course. They're all 40% off. Become a member, and you get access to all sorts of exclusive streams. But if you can't do that and you're on a tight budget, just share our videos. That
Yeah.
helps us a lot.
Yeah,
It really
we,
does.
We really appreciate it. We love doing this kind of stuff. We love having you guys hang out with us, and I like sharing this kind of stuff. So we're going to be back on Tuesday with our crew, our production streams. If you want to be part of that, just go on over to creatureartteacher.com, become a member, and you can join me every Tuesday and Thursday as I make dun, 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 Snow Bear. Right here. Here's a little piece of Snow Bear. And we turn it down. Here he is making the Snow Bear. But you'll be able to join us every Tuesday and Thursday, and we're going to be making this entire thing over the next year. And then we'll see what we do with it. Not sure what we're going to do with it yet, but we'll do something. Oh, and it's going green. So anyway, that's it. We'll see you next week.
Thanks,
you guys.
everybody.
Thanks for joining us.
Have a great week, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.